Hello and welcome to an episode of Cigars and Linux. I'm Jason and today I'm smoking a La Gloria Cubana Spanish press. You cannot go wrong with the La Gloria Cubana. Incredible cigar. I'm drinking a cup of Tim Hortons coffee, a present from my relatives in the north because they know how much I love my Tim Hortons coffee. Today we'll talk about, for many of us, the dreaded Mac. I obtained a free Mac. This is a iMac G5, and this is a Power PC model. See, a lot of these things look the same, but they'll have different processors in it. This is the Power PC model. There's only a few versions of Linux that will work on the older Macs. One of the versions I found was Ubuntu 12 Server. Unfortunately, I was able to get it installed, but I haven't worked in command line enough, and without internet I wasn't able to install a desktop GUI system to make this more user-friendly. However, I found Ubuntu Mate 16, which is a few years old. However, it still works. I was able to install it, but not with USB. I tried every code I could to do it in USB. It just didn't work. So what I did was I downloaded the Ubuntu 16 PowerPC and put it on DVD. It had to be on DVD because it was 1.6 gigabytes. Fortunately, this had a DVD drive. I have an older PowerPC that has a CD-ROM, and in order to get something on that, I think I'm probably going to have to put on this first and then transfer it over. Now, on this particular one, it does have a SATA adapter, and so I was able to install this onto a SATA 3 micro SD card. So this is on a 64 gigabyte SD card, and as you see, I'm installing a couple updates here. I got my Terminator. It is an older model, but it does work fairly fast. Nothing compared to my current in-home computer. Make tweaks, screensavers, no Bluetooth in this obviously, additional drivers. So there's a lot you can do with this. Now display, of course, probably going to be at its max resolution right now. I can't imagine I can adjust it anymore, but it's still a pretty good picture. One thing about the Macs is they build a pretty good product. Oops, clicked it twice. I'm so used to being responsive at home. Yeah, that's a max I can do, which isn't bad. It's a 20-inch screen. So if you have one of these old ones, you can get to work just fine, but I recommend putting a solid state in it, because mechanical drives just take way too long. Now, from what I understand, you can actually download the current OS or the one that will work on this and make it work off a solid state. I don't know why you'd want to, though. If you're just going to use it for word processing, surfing the internet, email, nothing major, a school computer basically, I think it'll work fine. I mean, I could use this for just writing papers, so forth. If you want to limit your kids' ability, what they do on it too, and not have all the bells and whistles, can't turn into a gaming computer. This is, find one of these old ones, install it, and it'll work great. You still have your normal desktops. I will say I was surprised how long the actual install took to actually do, but it did install okay. With no real issues. So if you find yourself with an old Power Mac, download Ubuntu Mate 16. Look for the Power PC. You'll have to look for it because there's a lot of different ones. You have to look for the in the parent directory. Look for one that says Power PC. And it's 1.6 gigabytes and burn onto this DVD. This is why you have to keep a regular tower around that can burn DVDs and CDs. So when you get these older machines, you'll be able to actually use them. You got to have those CDs around. That archaic technology, what's happening is a lot of computers aren't made with CD-ROMs anymore, so you're going to have to keep some of them around, so when you get something like this, you can actually burn it to CD or DVDs just so you can get a boot. Because trust me, I did a lot of research online. I was not able to get this thing boot to a USB. The newer Macs, not a problem. So, as you see, it's not the fastest. I'm also doing an update, but it is working. Now I'm running off a 64 gig SD card. If I were to run this off a regular solid state, maybe a higher end solid state, just a 126 gigabyte, I imagine it'd probably run a little bit faster. And that's my next endeavor I'm going to try, because I have another one up there, same thing. I'm going to try and do the same thing with that one. See if I can get to run a little bit faster. And maybe give it to someone who wants an older power PC. Hope you enjoyed this. Happy hacking.